I am 52 years old. I feel like I'm 11. I act like I'm 7. And for almost 20 years, I've been teaching, mentoring, and training folks like you how to do coin laundromats. I have tons of opinions. My opinions are precisely what have worked for me. Some people want to waver from those opinions, and that's great. That's plausible and possible. The preponderance of the folks who find me are grabbing my silly course that used to be a DVD, understanding that I'm the perfect person to teach you how to do this business, not because I'm a teacher, but because I'm a skeptic. I'm an individual who was raised in New York City and Brooklyn by a hippie and a former Navy man. Everything I've done in this half a century of my life has led me to this. I built an empire of locations doing what I now train and teach you to do. Today, we're going to call up my client. We're going to call his future landlord, as we have been going through this process with him for some time. Yes, this is possible in New York, Los Angeles, and all 50 states, 28 other countries. If you're new to my channel, don't know much about who the hell I am, this isn't about me, it's about you. You have choices now you didn't have even in 2019, because there are gurus running around teaching you how to do laundries. Click on their website, see what they're all about, do some background, Google their name for the love of God. Find out if they truly have what it takes to teach you how to do this. I'm in the trenches doing the real work for you, have been for decades. Sure, I charge for my time. The course, it's utterly preposterous what I charge for it, because I want that to be your entree into laundries. I want you to watch 3.5, 4 hours of course content on video, take the quizzes if you wish, comment there within the course, and I interact directly with you. But the most important thing, is this business right for you? Should you even bother? The uniqueness of laundromats is this: people don't ever have to set foot in one, ever. I don't know even what to liken it with. Indian food? I don't know. Maybe you don't like spicy. Never had Indian food in my life. Oh, that's not me. You need food, shelter, water, clean clothes. I want to go way back. The earth cooled, the dinosaurs came, laundromats happened. I'm fielding comments on my 700 plus YouTube videos from people that say, do laundromats even exist? You don't have to live in some fucking ivory tower to never even see or step foot in a laundromat. You might be lower middle class and never need one. I personally have a washer dryer. My dad joked that I'm this king of laundry, self-appointed, and I never did a load of laundry in my life. Even in boot camp, he was scrubbing his shit Vietnam era. We sent it out. Is it a phenomenal business? Yes. Is there the potential to earn hundreds of thousands and or millions of dollars? Yes, if you do it right. I bought my first store for 250 grand and realized it was a mistake. Never should have paid for that store. I did that the hard way. Just about every single individual I talk to that has 2, 3, 10, 80 laundromats, they talk about their failures as well. Beware anyone who doesn't. Forget about the investments I have, the 3 teenage daughters that I'm raising, what I do for fun. I'm here to teach you how to do this properly. We scout existing laundromats looking for busted up, shitty ass laundromats with old broken equipment, poor procedures, just about the everything. The millions of questions that you have, yes, those are fundamentally answered in my silly course. You want to get on the phone? We can talk. I don't charge an arm and a leg for that because I am so passionate about this. I never need to work again in my life. I stay in this industry to keep the sons of bitches at bay. The folks that sell laundromats. This is a business inside of a rented space most of the time. And that's our MO. Scout the stores, look for those messy, nasty, filthy, disgusting, rotten stores that stink. Why do they smell? Why is the equipment broken? It's all simple. For many people, not easy, but simple. Then you're going to step foot outside that laundromat. You're not going to deal with the operator. You're going to deal with the landlord. Many times it's the same cat, the same dude, the same entity, the same individual, the same real estate investment trust. So fucking what? If they're running the store into the ground, they too know that they need to give up the keys. I'm not taking operators and small family businesses and throwing them out the front plate glass window. Never have I. I have been in dire straits in my life. 6 months homeless. My mother did a great job. She made me think it was a surf trip. I knew better. Every single hardship has brought me to this place. And I can hear and feel the inflection in my new clients' voices when we get on a phone call and they say, I want out of my circumstances. I want to change this and this and this and this. Money certainly helps. Not the answer to all of your problems, but many of them, yes. What do I have for you? I have coin laundries. The everything is answered in the course. The questions that you have, start asking them now, because we're going to get on the phone, we're going to make a final call in New York, and we're going to seal up a lease. I hope the guy fucking answers the phone. That's the only thing I have no control over. That and time. You have no control over time. Money, putting your kid on your knee and having a conversation with him or her, you have control over that. Your life, your love, how you treat others. These operators of these businesses have failed the community, they've failed themselves, and they are failing the landlord. So we're giving the landlord, the powers that be, those entities, exactly what they need. It's come to a point where I don't expect anyone to pore over my 700 plus YouTube videos. You can watch all the shorts, those are entertaining. They're 60 seconds or less, and they are there to get people motivated and excited about who Danny be. It's not truly a cross-section or even a snapshot of what I do or how I do it. I just got back from 2 weeks in Europe with my gorgeous, incredible, intelligent wife. What a pleasure to be able to do that. And when I am traveling, I am working, and that's inherent in me. I own property, and when I do that, now we are buying residential properties in high-end resort communities because they're simple short-term rentals. But when I own something for the family, I go there and I work. It's just inherent in me. Maybe you feel the same. I'm not a sit-on-the-beach guy. It's go, go, go. I don't agree with the word vacation. Vacation implies you need to get away from real life. This is the guy telling you this. If you love going to the Sandals Resort and staring at the water, God bless. That's just not me. That implies that the job back home will be A-okay and absolutely fine when you get back. When you own the company, it's different. I'm rambling, and I will do so till the day I die. Let's get Hender, our friend, on the phone and get this done.
Donnie D.
What is happening?
So with this guy, like what we wanted to do is we wanted to get try to get to 25 years. Right now it's 3 options of 5. So 5, 5, 5, so altogether 15. We wanted to get to 25, and then we want to make sure that he's putting the HVAC unit. Make sure she says it there in the lease.
And he already agreed to that, but there's no addendum in writing.
Exactly.
We're getting the $20 all in. You're getting an exquisite rate for New York. You're getting all of the infrastructure. And all we need to do is make sure that however we get to 25 years, you have that.
Correct. And he's asking for 2 months, 4,000, whatever it is, or whatever you want to do with it, the 2-month security.
Yeah, what I would like to do, getting this type of deal done is always incremental. So yeah, for a lot of times the client is in your position, hey, it's $4,000, it's not a big deal. But if we make our first ever call like we did to Jeff and we say, hi, I want this laundromat. I want it for free. I'm not going to buy it from anyone. I also want you to provide new HVAC, new air conditioning. I want you to give me a 25-year lease at a phenomenal rate. I also want you to scratch any potential deposits, et cetera. They'll shut you down. Now we're in a position where we've whittled this down and had a lot of back and forth, and this guy went on vacation or whatever he did, but he reached out to you today, and now he is in that position. He's got all his ducks in a row. His pencils are sharpened, and he's ready to do this. So let's talk about the 2 points. Yeah, it's $4,000. It's not a big deal, but I like to get my fee back. So we'll say, draft the lease, show us in writing, 25 years, however, this is no big deal. And then when we see it, we'll say, oh, your boilerplate has this deposit in it. And even if he says no, we'll say, well, put that $4,000 towards future rent. You're calling it first and last month's rent. The first month goes towards the first. So really, it's $2,000 deposit. Let's just be realistic. So we always have an out. So the second month, come on, dude. 25 years from now, I'm going to give you $2,000. Let's put it towards month 36. So we have that opening. So you won't hear me really discuss it until he physically drafts the lease that you need and we're done redlining. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
I fucking hope so. All right. I texted Jeff. He didn't write back. Let's see if he's playing with his kids. Stand by. Now's where you subscribe so you don't miss this live shit. This is really happening right now. Pinch me. Come on, Jeff. Hold on a second. Having technical difficulties with the phone. Hold on. He just called me back, so he's ready to do the thing.
Don't we need to know what the cams are, Donnie?
Common area maintenance is going to come through whatever it may be. There's nothing you can do about it. It's kind of like death and taxes. So you'll see that. And again, you know, they can't just make it up or bullshit you about it. Does that make sense?
I understand. It is, in other words, it is what it is.
As much as I hate that saying, it is truly what it is. All right, my phone's going all sideways. I'll call you right back. Good God. I don't think I restarted my phone since I got back from Barcelona. But this gives me a chance to talk to you lovely people. Going live without a staff has its drawbacks, I guess. But I'm a no script, no net guy. I see the questions are rolling in, so keep them coming. Yes, all is well. Matt got the course. Do I still run my laundromats? It's all over my materials, dude. I got my exit. The sum of the parts were worth a lot more. Trust me. If we get on a consultation, you'll know this. We'll talk about exactly, precisely what it is that I do and how I do it and what your exit strategy should be. Tens of millions of dollars. That's your exit strategy. All right, I think I fixed it. Hard to say. One more thing. Going dark. Okay, I had to restart the whole stinking sound system over here. Let's see what happened. Yay. I think I left my phone on the whole time I was flying back from Europe, so I restarted it. All right, let's call Jeff. He dialed me back, so he's ready to go. Now you have no excuse for not subbing after all this shit. Jeff! Jeff. Hender, you with me? Hender, can you hear me? Are you reading me? Well, we're going to have to go old school here. I'm glad there's 40 people watching me restart my phone twice. Thank you, AT&T Wireless. I have all of this wonderful system set up, and I'm just tethered by nothingness. I don't even understand how it works. But most of the time it does. Talk amongst yourselves. We'll get to your questions at the end, I promise.
Danny D.
Yo. All right, let's try this again.
Wait, you want three-way calling or should I say mute?
Yeah, no, you can mute your phone. It's just my phone's
Okay,
just
cool.
screwing up.
Hello?
Sorry, man, I had to restart my phone.
Oh,
Here we are holding
are you in
these
Monaco?
tiny little devices. No, I am safe and sound back in the good old USA.
Great. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you now.
I had to restart my phone. So
Okay.
everything looks good, and I don't think this will be an issue at all. We want to see something in writing about the air conditioning, and
I agree with as soon as we sign this lease,
sure, okay.
I will order somebody to install the air conditioning, go through the process. I'll probably have to get a permit from the town
Yeah, no.
get it put
all
in.
I'm saying is we just want to see an addendum. It doesn't need to be part of the lease, but just again, we're friends. We're certainly friendly. Just an addendum that you will be installing the HVAC system, proper tonnage, and all that. Just a blurb, if you will.
Well, I don't know what the proper tonnage is.
Okay. Well,
I would still prefer to put in one of those cost-efficient HVACs that's through the wall, because those are pretty strong. Those would be easier to install. I'm not sure I need a town permit for that.
Well, I hope you can get away with that. The difference is we have tumbler. So here, I'm not going to educate you on how the universe works, but air conditioning has two jobs, even in your home or an industrial space. It cools the air, and we all know about that. It feels nice, but it also removes moisture. Laundromats have two side effects. One is tons of moisture being thrown in the air from the washers, and the other, the dryers, whether the door's open and closed, they need makeup air from the outside. We set all of that up on our end. It's logistically needs to be done properly. And those dryers, no matter what, throw tons of heat in. So proper tonnage through, we're working with you. We just want to see that you are going to provide proper and commensurate air conditioning, which is what we always ask for from the very beginning in the LOI.
Yep. And I told you I'll have something that's in working order. That's why I put in the lease.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't put in there was that I would install it when signed. But like you said, we're friends. So I told you that you'll have it working. So it's just a matter of what we define as good air conditioning, and that is hard for me to understand. Not knowing the
water cooler, not a swamp cooler, proper and sufficient air conditioning. I don't want to leave it open-ended. We'll deal with your guys direct. We'll talk to them about it. Obviously, if it was $30, we wouldn't even be talking. So it goes back to what is simple, whether or not you have to do permits. And we talked about this early on. I'll happily bring it back up. Jeff, no matter whom you put in this space, if you obliterate the laundry and you put an optometrist or a nail salon in here, you're going to have to put new air conditioning in. So that's it's moot.
No, I understand that. And like I said, the last guy who came in, we put in that new system, the new cooling system that they've been pushing all around the world.
Yeah, split units. We're fine with that. We just need to make sure, again, give us a line in writing, make an addendum.
I put an HVAC on top of the roof. So yeah, okay.
And we want to get to, we talked about this before, we want to get to 25 years total, whether it's 5-year options,
okay. We talked about 20.
Yeah.
You said 10 plus 2 5s.
Okay. And let's just add
another.
That's
what I sent you.
Yeah. Again, this is not a big deal. I'm glad we got on the phone. It's another 5-year option.
Okay. I could add that in. Okay.
Good.
That and then about the AC. Okay.
Write those two things, and Hender's going to come meet with you and sign the thing. Just send it over.
Okay. I'll prepare that and send over the what do you call it? The pre-printed form and fill in the blanks.
Perfect.
What date do you want to start it?
Well, we're already into this month. So just start it for next month.
Okay.
Thanks, Jeff.
Okay. Bye.
Ciao. Oy vey. When I said we're friends, I'm basically being tongue in cheek because that's not a real thing. Never met the guy, never will. Yeah, like you said, we're friends. And, you know, I didn't want to stomp on his windpipe, but yeah. You're a graham cracker of a guy, Jeff. Just put the shit in writing because I don't fucking know you. That's the reality of it.
Right. Yeah, and so if not in writing, people tend to forget in a hurry.
Yeah. And that's not, we're not going to allow that. Dude, this is what I do with every client, with every lease. Very rarely does this go without a hitch. Sometimes people sit like a pig on a spit every night in bed and they spin out of control. Even with you, we walk away than more deals than we sign because that's part of what's inherent in me, making sure you don't make a bad deal. And whether or not you feel like it's my fault, sometimes people rush into these things. You have the wash, dry, fold business. This is the beginning of that. It sounds like you're already starting the weekend. So via con Dios, as soon as he sends it over, we'll look at it and we'll make one more call and tell him, oh, I didn't notice the $4,000, so stuff it, friend.
Right, and two things, Annie, before you go. One is that yes, we have walked away for many more deals than we would like to admit. But in all honesty, it has been for my own benefit rather than you. You could have just closed the deal in many of them, but they were going to be bad deals. So I'm glad that it worked out this way.
Well, that's again, it's not about my fee at all for me. It's I've been through it. I know what it is like. I know what it smells like, the feeling of defeat. And that's not my thing. I appreciate the compliment. You're always very complimentary. It means a lot. Deal's not done yet. As soon as he emails over the stuff, we'll call him probably Monday, Tuesday.
Last thing is that is a beautiful timepiece. Congratulations, and you owe it to yourself.
Yeah, I have a watch sickness, and it was weird because whenever we travel, we always stop in the Rolex place and I drag Shelly in there and she's kind of like, all right, whatever the deal is. Sometimes they're really rude, even overseas. We found a new authorized dealer in Scottsdale last month. We walked in, this girl's like 30 years old and she's basically looking at me and saying, yeah, I have all of my clients already set up and, oh, I can't put my name on a list for a $50,000 watch. No. Oh, okay, great. Thanks. I'm glad.
Vaya con Dios.
Right, exactly. And we walk in and, dude, Monaco's crazy. It's the cleanest place I've ever been. It's like the entire, you're outside and it's like you're inside of a mall. There's what do you call it? An escalator outside on one of the streets. It's just nuts. I mean, it's the world's smallest and richest country. It's just somewhere I always wanted to visit. And dude, after that, we went up to Genoa and we drove to Genoa, which is almost kind of like a mini New York City. It reminded me a lot of New York. And you're really noticing. It's kind of like going from living in a house with 20-foot ceilings into a motel for the night. You sort of feel cramped. And I don't know. I love to travel and I love the experiences, and just Shelly and I, there's not that many people I could be literally 14 days just eye to eye every single day. We had a ton of fun. You saw that we saw the Ferraris parked out front at the last hotel. Well, the last resort. And I thought, I'll bet the Scuderia Ferrari guys are here because there's no race this week. And sure enough, ran into Carlos Sainz getting off the elevator. Nobody else. Him and his trainer and Shelly and I. My first thought was, I do this a lot with celebrities. Like I'll say, hey, can I get a picture? And they're like, yeah. So I hand them the phone and I make them take a picture of Shelly. I've done this before. But I just finished watching him in Monaco and then the race the day before. So I was honestly a little out of sorts, and I was like, "Oh, hey!" And first thing I did was called him Charles, which is his fucking teammate.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, Charles, how's it going? Can we get a picture? And he's like, that's my teammate. And I said, yeah, I know. I'm just fucking with you, which I had no idea. And
he probably saw that, like, look, I'm usually in the picture. I'm usually not taking the picture.
Yeah. And then I thought, well, after that, I can't just make him do the picture. So And then I wanted to take it with him and Shelly, not do the whole like selfie thing. But God bless him. You know, those guys are astounding. And I'm not a sports guy. I don't follow sports. My dad taught me that. He was like, follow women, don't follow sports teams. And I never played ball. I was a sickly kid, so it doesn't make sense to me, you know, following. But I drive a car, so I understand why the world loves Formula One. NASCAR, that's like, I don't drive a car in a goddamn circle making a million lefts. Sorry. I make
220
turns.
miles per hour.
Yeah, I turn. Oh Jesus, you should have seen us on the. I mean, all this. There's not one speed trap or one cop on the highways anywhere in Europe. They just don't give a shit. It's amazing. It's awesome. I'm getting little old ladies passing me on scooters while I'm going 110 kilometers an hour. It's absolutely nuts. And Genoa, dude, they're like biker gangs of little old ladies. They're everywhere, and there's no rules. They go down the wrong way on the one-way streets. They cut through split lanes. Forget it. They're driving. The only thing they don't do is ride around on the sidewalk. That's the only thing they don't do. But everything else is fair game. It's I told Shelly, let's rent a scooter. She's like, are you nuts? No, I'm not getting on the back of a scooter. All right, dude. Talk soon.
Gracias.
Appreciate
Ciao.
it.
Welcome back.
De nada. Oh, boy. I am jumping on the telephone with a consultation client. So what you are seeing here is indicative of what I do. I actually met Hender in Florida at the Orlando event, and that's pretty rare when I actually meet a client. It's very rare because I've done this hundreds and hundreds of times all over the world, and it's rare that I get to shake hands with folks. I should do more testimonials. I should get on a plane and go visit everybody. But again, time is the one asset that none of us are getting any more of, period. So if you are doing this and I make that promise to you ahead of time that I'll visit your store, that's a different thing because I am a man of my word. Let's get to you guys and let's get to the comments. What just happened there went well, and you need to understand, it's incremental. We called Jeff well over a month ago and made a cold call out of it. And he has no idea who I am, no clue as to what we are doing or attempting to do. And you can't go great guns. Ask yourself, if you're thinking of doing this and you've seen my course and you want to make the calls yourself, let's get on the phone. What I started doing with folks recently, say, you know what? I've been a salesman my whole life. I feel confident and comfortable in doing this, Danny. I'm going to call landlords. I'm like, good. I'm sure you're capable. Just be aware that you might muck this up. That's what I don't want you to do. And you heard Hender say, I'm not in this to make deals and get to the second half of my fee. That's not my thing. It makes me sick to my stomach to think that someone's going to get a bad deal, pay too much in rent, God forbid, purchase the laundromat. That's the thing. We don't buy these locations, ever. I was making a point. I forgot what it was. Just found about your videos yesterday, says Kyle. I'm very intrigued. Thanks for these videos. They're quite informative as well as entertaining. Thank you, Kyle. What a great comment. Punctuation included. God bless. Linda says, hey, Danny, I hope all is well. It is, Linda. It's really, really going well. Never felt better. Never had more, in fact. Matt says, hey, Danny, got your course. Great information. Do you still run your own laundromats? We talked about that a little early. No, took my exit, which is what we should all do. Joe, laundromats are free, but how much money should you have going into the business? So what you're seeing Hender do is zero, nothing. That's a very common and fair question. If you ask multimillionaires many times over what they spend to buy a residence or a business or a car, they're going to tell you nothing. And you're wondering, how do they get away with that? How do I get away with that? It becomes a game after a while. If you have seen the course, you'd know that there's something called TI, tenant improvement money. Because landlords are a lot like insurance companies. You have X insurance, and they're great. And they insure your brand new F-250. They won't let you leave the car lot until you have the insurance. You drive off the lot and whammo, you're hit by a cement truck. You're okay All 330 airbags deploy. You stumble back into the dealership. You say, hey, bam, I need another truck. And my friends at X Insurance will take care of it. You'll get a new vehicle. You ever wonder about that? How can they possibly do that? Your $200 down payment for that insurance policy didn't even clear the bank. Well, they do it because of all of the little old ladies who are paying premiums every month who never get an offender bender. Danny's Nuggets, right? Words of wisdom from me to you. Large landlords and small, they're a lot like insurance companies. What do I mean? They've got a strip mall here, one across town, or maybe just one. They have the nail salon, the national chain, the dollar store, the laundromat, barber, gas station. All of those people are paying their rent every month for decades. And then you come along and say, well, I want you to paint the place. I want you to put new air conditioning. Holy shit, we just did that with Jeff. They say yes. They'll spend the $30, $40, $50, $100,000 on TI money. It's in the course. So what does it cost? Play the game the way we do. Nothing. Nothing. And the greatest thing, I ask people, I'll ask you, Joe, does a $3,000 a month gas bill scare you? It shouldn't. What should scare the shit out of you is a zero gas bill, because that means you're getting no asses in the seats. No one's using your equipment. I'm not talking about your house where the kids have probably heated the pool while you were gone for 2 weeks. I'm talking about a business. Every time someone puts a quarter into a machine and 3 more, you keep one of them. That's the way we do this thing. There's no 90 days. You're not trying to collect debts from deadbeats. They pay up fucking front. This guy needs some sleep. I don't know people's names. Maybe in comment sections we can start putting our names. Hey, this is Joe. He needs some Z's. He's very sleepy. What would you recommend someone to do who is not currently a business owner but wants to get out of working for someone else? What's the most important when getting started? Do it. Do it. Do it. And what I recommend is Laundromats, because that's what I did. Every job stands for just over broke. Whatever you do for a living, you are just over broke. You're making $100,000 this year, and next year they give you a raise, it's 110. You're going to get a bigger car, a bigger wife, a bigger dog. That's the nature of at least Americans. So own the fucking company. Kyle answered the question and said, have a goal. I like it. You guys are talking amongst yourselves, which is what I told you to do. It's okay. Have a goal. I'm being more specific. Own the company. You might be surprised as well that when you have your laundromat, you will keep going to the JOB. You will keep filling out the TPS reports and listening to your asshole boss every day because you got this odd grin on your face and all your coworkers are wondering what the fuck happened to you. Well, you're making laundry money. You have another business that's taking care of you. You'll keep the job for the bennies. And again, you guys are talking. Daniel says, have an exit plan. Hey, Danny, looks like you had a great trip overseas. Welcome back. Thank you. Still working for you guys, no matter where I am in the world. That's my thing. What's the biggest pain when dealing with the distributors? Outside wait time for machines. I think there's a question mark there. No. The biggest pain with dealing with distributors is the price. But we easily overcome that. It's in the course. Sign a motherfucking lease. If you call every distributor, Dustin, in your state tomorrow morning at night, well, they won't answer until Tuesday because it's a holiday weekend, but if you call them on Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. and you ask them about equipment, you don't know what a top loader costs. No one does. They like it that way. Which costs more? Which is better? Maytag, Speed Queen, Hips, they're all the same. I teach you that in the course as well. It doesn't matter. They hate that I say that. That's part of the reason they despise me. The biggest pain is the price, and the only way to get the proper price is to sign a lease and then call all of them to the table. Literally have them show up at your store at the same time. I'm reiterating what's in the course because evidently you don't have it. Mike says, at what point does it make sense to leverage financial debt in exchange for the very best location? It doesn't. That's a question from a guy that is in a hurry. What you're saying is buy a laundromat or build a laundromat. Don't. Do something else before you do either. Not sure if you remember the North Hollywood location that a guy wouldn't budge. I saw it still empty. Have you tried to negotiate with him again? Ricardo, I have a client on that store, and what that client is doing, I assume, I don't remember. I don't remember. I can't. I don't have enough space in my brain pan to remember every deal that's in flux. But I guarantee you at the end of that call, I said, let's do this, let's sit on it, let's do X, Y. But Ricardo, who gives a shit? What are you doing, Ricardo? Have you seen the course? Answer me if you're still here. Mike, asking as if I were in the seat of a venture capital fund. All right, I forgot your earlier question, but okay. Dan, at what point does it make sense? That was the same question. How much do you charge for consultation? Brian, I am not going to mention that. It is not enough, but it's none of your business. Get the course. That's a rude fucking thing to say. It's not enough. It's very little. When you consult with me, I give you my cell phone number for life. Anybody who's already in a consultation with me, who's watching this live right now, send me a text. We'll put you on the call. I'm happy to do that. You are paying for my cell phone number for life. But Brian, we're not going to consult until you've seen the course, because you would have those million small questions, big and small. No such thing as a stupid question. They're answered in the course. So do that. It's cheap. It's inexpensive. Caught myself. Where in Europe? Kyle, we choose to do Formula One events because they're in the most splendid, amazing, high-end, incredible places on earth, in my opinion. And Shelly and I travel well. And last year we did Spa, Belgium. Became immediate Max Verstappen fans because we watched all those lunatics sleep out for 3 days. This year, dude, you're not following my Instagram? I'll put a link in the description. King of Laundry. Follow my Instagram. Monaco. We went to Monaco, like we talked about. We went to Nice. We spent a few days there. My thing is I cannot sleep on a plane. I couldn't sleep in a military transport. I could barely sleep on a naval vessel. And 20 hours to get overseas, I'm wide awake. When we get to the destination, I sleep for 20 hours. So we went to Nice, shut the curtains, and went to sleepy beep. Just did that when I got home. Nice, Monaco, Genoa, Italy. We were 3 countries in 1 day, 3 languages. I speak just enough to get my face slapped everywhere we go. Then Spain, Barcelona. That's where we ran to the Ferrari team. Mike, I'm selling a portfolio of real estate properties, 35 properties, about 50 units that are not performing. He's answering another question. I'm not sure what that was. Mike, you should send me an email. Wade, on the talks of distributors, what do you think about LG in regards to their commercial laundry, Danny? Worth getting it? Cheaper? Should I stick with older brands? It doesn't matter, Wade. By the way, you're talking about buying laundromat equipment. Do you even have a store? I asked and answered, counselor, because like I said, we don't deal with distributors till we have a lease. That's your qualification. You're going to buy a brand new Ferrari. You don't need to put on a Rolex and a pinky ring. You don't need to put on your best shoes. You need to have cash, understand that that is not an inexpensive car. You need to have your head on straight. If you're going to try to do credit, why would you? It's a catch-22. If you can't afford the car, you can't afford the credit. Start with a lease. That's what qualifies you. Where? People asking one-word questions, not sure about what. Mostly Springfield, Missouri. Oh, they're talking amongst themselves. People retracted their own messages. Thank you for doing that, because I was probably answering those questions. Muhammad, hey, Danny, thanks for the live. Quick question. Do you think big corporations will take over laundromats? No. 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 They've tried many times. It doesn't work. It's a regional business. And when it's done right, it's done in cash. So big corporations, they don't want to touch it. That leaves us. It leaves us. I just posted a video. There's a couple of gentlemen that are doing $10 million a year in wash, dry, fold. They're becoming the Uber of wash, dry, fold, drop off. Not the same as what we do. Brian says, I just started watching your course, hoping to get started here in Colorado Springs. Area is growing fast. Brian, the area growing has shit all to do with laundromats. Okay? You need to cross the tracks and go to the shitty part of Colorado Springs. Your massive influx of new human beings isn't going to help you with that, but no problem. Email me direct, Brian, so we can get on the phone. John says, as an aspiring watchmaker technician, I'm pleased to see your newest acquisition. I'm also curious about fixing washers and tumblers. That's awesome. John, I know you're a fan because you call them tumblers. And also, the watch that, this isn't the watch that I bought. It's I forget what it's called. So Rolex is the brand. It's Sky Dweller. Sky Dweller. It's the most complicated watch they make. It's actually a 24-month calendar. So it tells you what month it is, which is brilliant for me because I've been making jokes with Shelly for years where somebody says, what month is it? And I go, I don't know. The grin is what I'm after. Okay, Dustin, I guess I grin. I was referring to your timepiece acquisition. Yeah, I know, I get that. T-shirt is great. Yes, thanks for that. I adjusted the camera so you could see it all. I will have to get Instagram. Kyle, you will have to get fucking Instagram. I agree. Hello, I'm new around here, and my mother and I are planning on opening a laundromat next year. What videos can you direct me to in order to understand the game? Let me do this right now. Look up, she lost 300,000. Look that up. If I was really good at this, I could probably find it for you while we sit here. Why not? I mean, we were stuck with my broken phone for God knows how long. She lost. Watch this one. Here we go. It's going to start playing. Here's the beginning of the video just for you guys. You were utterly destroyed the minute that you signed that contract and bought this laundromat. It makes me sick to my fucking stomach. All right. That's the one. I would say that since you are new to this, amigo, start with that video to understand the who's, what's, whys, and hows. Truly, truly, not only in my opinion, but many of the folks that have dozens, tens of dozens of locations, you don't buy them. There's no need to buy them. We've caught up. Wade says the 300,000 video was the one I saw that stopped me from buying a laundromat, Danny. Ka-fucking boom. Wade, it's only 1 o'clock, but that made my day. Jesus, is it only 1 o'clock? Yeah, that made my day. Follow me on Instagram, King of Laundry. It's just fun. I'm not wrapped up like some of these gurus, which is a word I despise, something you'll never hear me call myself. I'm not wrapped up in the small things. I don't have to be. But when I took my entrance into this industry, I saw that there are a lot of charlatans and bullshitters involved, always selling something. I'm selling nothing. I'm giving this shit away for free. That's why I'm brash. That's why I'm not looking for clickbait or any of the horse shit. If you want to change everything, change your money, change your family's future, end up in a substantial wealth category, I have laundries for you, kids. It's all I have. Should you buy one from someone? Not at any price. Nope. Should you build one from scratch? God, no. We're going to obtain the gas, water, and electric that exists in these nasty, filthy, disgusting laundries and end up with a $300,000 leg up. No permits, no cost. I love disgusting laundromats.com. I'm the self-proclaimed king of laundry because it was available. Get out there, get the course, start scouting, and change your future. Damien's asking the same question. How much money would you need to run a laundromat? Jesus, Damien. Watch this again. It's one of the only businesses on the planet. No employees the way that we do it. You're paid in advance for the service. You understand? Nothing. That's the answer. Zero. Zip. Nada. Ciao, kids. If you haven't subscribed, do it. Follow the Instagram. I don't care.